Hello, good morning, happy Friday. I wanted to hop on and say hello. We've had some nice weather, and so I have been kind of sucked into going outside and getting my garden ready. But I wanted to hop on this morning, check in with everybody, just real quick while I'm getting ready for work. I always start with Aspen to cover any redness on my skin. I've already skin prepped with moisturizer and sunscreen. That was the other reminder. Now that we're kind of into that summer season, we need to make sure that we're adding sunscreen. Well, technically we're supposed to use sunscreen all year, but I think it's always a little more important this time of year when we are outside a little more and the sun is a little more intense. We have finally gotten out of winter here, and I'm so excited. We kind of went from winter to in the high 80s, and these next couple days are supposed to be a little bit rainy and not quite so nice, but that's okay because we've got a lot of our outside stuff done already, which is nice. So wanted to check in with everyone, wanted to see if there's anything that I can help with. Wanted to make sure everybody saw I posted a couple giveaways, so go ahead and check out those giveaway posts. Really simple, just guess on one of them, and the other one is basically just trying to grow our group and add some additional people to our group, maybe somebody that you think might be interested in the Saint makeup. If for every person that you bring into the group, I will enter your name into the drawing for every person you bring in. And at the end of that, we'll give away a main highlight and any brush of your choice. These last few days, I have been doing just a really simple makeup look, just because it's been so nice, it's been warm, really just feel like I just need some bronzer and some color correcting, and then I'm out the door. So hope everybody else is getting some good weather, because I know this winter I was so ready for the good weather. It was a long winter. Normally doesn't really affect me, but this year, for whatever reason, it really affected me. So I am so ready. Even with a little bit of rain this weekend, it's okay because at least we're not freezing anymore. So that I'm very excited about. I got one of the hard shell palettes, and it's kind of perfect for like just a really simple when you're, especially in the summer, when you're maybe not using as many products. So I really, really, really like this. And I kind of have been using just that recently. I go in with a little bit of 03 just here in the corner of where my eye is, kind of that darker color. On top of just a smidge of Aspen under my eyes. I found that it kind of helps give me a really good, kind of just a really good base. And then I'm able to conceal that dark part of my eye very easily with just a little tiny bit of 03, which is a demi color. For any of you that maybe are just on the fence and you've maybe been watching some of the videos and you're just really not sure, what I will say is I watched for a really long time. I started with just the eyeshadow and instantly was like, oh, these are great eyeshadows. Eyeshadows are wonderful. I was really unsure and hesitant about the cream makeup. What I found was once I started using it, there is a little bit of a learning curve. It definitely took me a few weeks before I decided that I really liked it. But now that I have been using it for a while, I've been using it for over a year now. What I have found for me personally, especially, is that where I was red on my nose, which you saw earlier, it is so much less than it used to be. And also right here, I would be so red that it was getting difficult to cover it with liquid foundation and concealer. And when I would cover it, it would be extremely textured. So once I switched over to this, to Saint, and I was using it consistently, it has helped my skin tremendously. I was very hesitant. I'm going to go in with my main highlight, and today I'm going to use the new Athens color. And I am just really lightly, just very lightly dusting Athens all over. I'm not contouring today. I don't contour very often, only maybe if I have like a special occasion, or if somebody wants to do a contour video, I'm happy to do that. I really just use my main highlight, and I love bronzer. I love the Bella bronzer. It is definitely probably one of the best bronzers I think I've ever used. And so I definitely just use my main highlight and mostly bronzer. And that kind of helps keep it a really simple routine for this time of year also. So I really, I have really found that this has really helped my skin using the cream products. I was also really hesitant to use cream products in the summertime because I thought, oh my gosh, it's just going to fall right off my face. It's going to melt. And what I will say is that I did use a setting spray, and in the summertime especially. And if I was feeling like I was having maybe a little bit more of an oily day than normal, I would powder just my T-zone and then use a setting spray, and my makeup lasted all day. In the summertime, I walk to work. So in the morning when I walk, it's usually somewhere in, say, maybe around the 60s. And when I come home, especially later in the summer, we are in usually somewhere around or close to 90 or 100. So I walked all last year, and I wore makeup every day. And when I got home, my makeup looked just the same as when I left. What I will say is that when I first started using Saint makeup, of course, just like probably you've heard a lot of other people talk about, I was a little heavy-handed. And so once I figured out that the application is really light and it does, the little tiniest bit goes a long way. Once I figured that out, it just really helped me with not having that feeling of being tacky. When I am done with putting on my main highlight, my skin is not tacky. So I am just dusting the smallest amount onto my face. So if you are interested, please reach out, let me know. I'm happy to do a color match. The color matches are free. There's no obligation. So maybe you're just kind of interested in what colors would you think I am. So if you go ahead and follow, let me know. I can get you some information on how the color match works. And we can get you color matched. There is a free 30-day return or exchange policy. They're very good about it. No questions asked. I have returned things. Some of my customers have returned things. The customer service is amazing. So always know that if you're on the fence, there's always a 30-day return if you don't like it. So I am looking to definitely try to grow our group and have some additional customers come in. So if you know friends, please go ahead, and I put a link in the posting for the VIP group. Remember, it's a private group. There is only people that are invited and allowed in are in. So if you have any friends, go ahead and send them that link. Let me know the people that you send, because again, I am going to enter everyone into a drawing. So every person that you bring in, you get an entry into the drawing, and the entry will be for a main highlight and any brush of your choice. So if you wanted to get a main highlight and a 3D brush, you would be on your way to having your Saint makeup palette started. So any questions about anything, please feel free to always reach out. I love this makeup. I feel like this is something that is somewhat of like a hidden secret. I'm using the eyeshadow color Oak to fill in my brows. One of my favorite things, and I know I've probably said this every time I've been on here, but I love how versatile Saint is. I love that I can use multiple things for multiple, one product for multiple things on when I'm doing my makeup. Especially if I am traveling somewhere, I can bring this eyeshadow, which is a little bit smaller in my palette, to not only use on my eyes as eyeshadow, but I can also use it to fill in my brows. I also use my contour shade to fill in my brows. So those things, I can take one item and it can do multiple things. I use my contour to line my lips to give my lips a little bit more of that pouty look. And so again, just another item that one product can do multiple things. So that is one thing that I really love about Saint makeup. The other thing is I just really love that it has just really helped my skin. And believe me, I fought it all the way. I was like, there's no way I can wear cream makeup. There's just no way. And once I started using it on a regular basis, your skin kind of adjusts a little bit. And let me tell you, this is the best my skin has been probably ever in my life. It's amazing to me. And I love that I can use so little product. So today, right now, all I have on my face is a little bit of Aspen to color correct, very, very light dusting of my main highlight, and some eyeshadow Oak in my eyebrows just to fill in my eyebrows where I have a little bit of some sparseness. I'm going to take my blush and bronzer brush, the big fluffy end, and then this end is what I use for blush. I'm going to take that and I'm going to use that just for some Bella bronzer. And once I am done with my Bella bronzer, I am done for the day. This has kind of just been my go-to look this week. Like I said, we have had some warm weather. We are kind of been in the 80s, and I think there was one day we were in the 90s. So I have just been keeping it really simple and kind of that sun-kissed beachy look, if you will. And that's all I've really been doing. I have really, really been loving the Wildflower on my cheeks. I've been using that one on a regular basis. I love all the lip and cheeks, but that one I have definitely been using a lot. It goes very nicely with the Bella bronzer. It also kind of just gives you that really natural flush look, I think. So I really have been liking that. The shade that came back, which last year it was a shade of the month. I think it's pronounced Ibiza, I-B-I-Z-A. That is this color right here. This one is Wildflower, the pink color, and this one is Ibiza. I have been using Ibiza and Wildflower on my lips. And really, I've kind of just been consistently using that all this week. So that's kind of just been my go-to. I love bronzer, so I just bronze up and out the door I go. I take bronzer down my neck a little bit just to kind of make sure I'm a little bit blended, because my neck is definitely a little bit lighter than my face already. So I have been working on finding some sunscreens that go really well with the Saint makeup. Remember, when you are using any sort of primer or any sort of products underneath Saint, you want to make sure that they're silicone free or not much silicone. I know the e.l.f. Putty Primer is one that there is a little bit of silicone in that, but that does work very well underneath the makeup if you're looking for a primer. The Milk Hydro Grip Primer, that works very well underneath Saint makeup also. I don't necessarily use a primer every day. In the summertime, if we get really hot, I will sometimes use a primer if it's a really hot day. But for the most part, I don't wear a primer daily. Again, if we were going out for like an evening and I wanted to make sure that my makeup was really going to stay, then I would probably throw on a primer underneath. So for me, I have been using the Bella Bronzer as my eyeshadow also. So again, just kind of one of those things that just gives a little bit of dimension in there, some color. I throw a little bit of that Ibiza or a little bit of the Wildflower on my eye also. So basically I'm kind of just using about 5 products total if you count everything I'm using. So my Aspen to color correct, my main highlight, which right now I'm using Athens, my Bella Bronzer, my Oak to fill in my brows, and then I have two lip and cheeks, so it's about 6 products. You could definitely pare that down if you wanted to only use 1 lip and cheek. So I'm going to put a little bit of the Wildflower on my cheeks today. And it just gives a really pretty flushed look on your cheeks. I have been really enjoying this. I'm not usually a pink person. I'm normally kind of that nude person. So this Ibiza was one of my favorites when it came out last year as a shade of the month, and I was so sad when it went away. So I was super, super excited when they said it was going to come back as permanent, because it is one of those shades that is really, really good to put with other colors. It layers really, really nicely. We'll put a little bit on my cheeks so you can see too. We'll just layer a little bit today. So it kind of comes out as a very nude color, which I really like. I really like it with the Wildflower. If you're wanting it to be not quite so nude, you get a really nice pink nude color if you kind of mix them together. It turns out really pretty. I'm going to take a little bit of the Wildflower and just dust it on just my eyelid part. So this has kind of just been my go-to look for the last week or so. Really just using minimal products. I've been using the new, well, it's not really new, but they came out in full-size balm. And I've just been kind of using that as my highlighter. And it has worked really nice. I have used it on my lips as well, just as kind of a little bit of a moisturizer on my lips. The actual lip conditioner one does have the skincare items in it, so some people use that under their eyes to prime before they start their makeup. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take Ibiza and I'm gonna line my lips with it. Now, the Ibiza is a really nude color on your lips. So if you like a really nude, this is like the perfect one for you. I like a nude lip, so for me, that's why it's probably one of my favorites. So I kind of just line, then I'm gonna put a little bit of that Ibiza all over. So this is just Ibiza. Again, it's just a very pretty nude color. Hopefully you can see it. It's really almost the same color as my natural lip, just a little bit more of a nude color. And then I like to just take a little bit of the Wildflower and add it to the center to kind of just give a little bit of that pinky nude. And then I am a gloss girl. I always have to have gloss. So I have been using the Kosas lip oil, and this one is just the clear. And I have just been using a little bit of this on top of that. So it just gives you a really pretty pink nude. If you like a nude lip, just use Ibiza. It's great. Wildflower, I love it on my lips. I don't necessarily like it as much on my, I love it on my cheeks, sorry. On my lips, I don't necessarily like it alone, but with something else, it does make really pretty colors. So that's kind of all I got today. I'm going to throw on some mascara and I'm done. So I hope you guys have a great Friday. I will hop on probably this weekend. And if you have anything you want to see specifically, feel free to post a message or send me a private message in the group if there's something that you would like to see me do a video on, or if you want information on, if you want me to post more information on anything specifically, let me know. Don't forget about those giveaways. There's 2 of them in there. One of them is just a guessing, and the other one is a Grow the Group. I hope you guys have a great Friday, and see you soon. Bye.